大家好，我是 Guanyin. Hello everyone, I'm Guanyin, and welcome back to Demon Souls. So, this is just gonna be a quick interim episode, or video I should say. I basically want to use this video as a means to discuss or talk about what I've been trying to do today in terms of figuring out how to set up Elgato. I bought an Elgato HD60S Plus capture card because I was told or read that that was a compatible capture card for Macs. I have a MacBook, and that's currently my only form of computer. So I bought that, and from what I read, you could use OBS with Elgato HD60S Plus without having to use OBS Link, which was a add-on software, we'll call it. And what that essentially did is allow you to capture footage on your Mac using the Elgato capture card. Well, I got everything set up, and I was not able to get audio coming out of my PS5. And what was strange was I could open up the Elgato capture software, but it wasn't very good. And a lot of people reported that it was very laggy, and that was kind of what I experienced. And I don't know, I couldn't figure out how to get my mic. I got my mic working really good on the OBS, and it sounded good. And I was doing like test recordings, and I could get the footage of like my PS5, and I got my audio from my mic, and it sounded good, but there was no audio coming out of my PS5. Now, I did a couple different things. When I play, I run my headphones into a headphone amp because I use headphones that are a little harder to drive. They're not that hard to drive, but they require an amp to get proper sound. I don't have any sort of crazy headphone amp, but I just have this small Mayflower amp, and I run that into my PS5 DualSense controller to get the 3D audio, because the 3D audio is, in my opinion, far superior to the audio that I get when I just run it from the TV. I have a mixer, and I run the TV into my mixer. And when I plug my headphones into my mixer, the audio is not as good. But apparently you cannot do that when you can't. It's frustrating because the PS5, you can't run audio simultaneously out the controller and out the TV at the same time, whereas on the PS4 you could do that. I hope they change that in a patch, because it seems like a big step back. So I changed the audio from my computer or my controller to coming out the TV. And I would get audio when I opened up the OBS software, but not, or not the, when I opened up the Elgato software, but not OBS. And when I would open, I should load up a character. I'm going to load up a character that I created back on December 1st and haven't played on since. I just got her through the tutorial. When I when I opened up the OBS, I would add the PlayStation through the Elgato capture card, right? I would add it as a screen capture device. I had my mic. The mic mixer would show up, but there was no audio mixer that would show up for the PS5, which was very strange, and I spent a lot of time watching different videos. Most of these people were using PC, and they kept saying open the preferences, but I just couldn't seem to get the same windows open because, of course, if you're on a Mac, it's a little bit different. People are able to do it though, because there was several people that said that they were using it on a Mac, streaming using a Mac. So I'm gonna have to spend more time figuring that out. But for now, what I'm going to be doing, I think, is I will use an external hard drive to export my video files from the PS5, and then from there I can just open them on a video editing software I have and edit them in there and create more edited and polished videos, hopefully, if I feel I need to do that. But I think for now we're just going to continue using the PS5's capture and video system and run my mic through my PS5 as I'm doing right now. Because as far as that goes, I feel like it works okay. But when it comes to streaming eventually, which I do want to do, I'm going to have to figure this out. And I do want to be able to more seamlessly capture footage and then have more control in the editing. And I downloaded Share Factory, which seemed like it was decent, but I would much rather edit videos with the keyboard and trackpad than use my PlayStation controller to do it. It didn't seem very intuitive, though maybe I'm just, I don't know, I wasn't I didn't spend too much time. I'm honestly quite tired, a little bit stressed, a little bit frustrated, but I thought I do still want to play. I didn't get to play Demon's Souls yesterday. I didn't play at all, which I thought was fine. Take a break after playing. I literally had played every day since I got my PS5. I went to my friend's house, saw his son, gave his son a belated Christmas gift. He's just over 2 years old. He was quite cute. I gave him some books on, like, little kids' books on the planets and the solar system. So anyways, this is Guanyin. I've made Guanyin in every Souls game and Bloodborne. Guanyin, if you don't know, is the well, it's the Chinese name for, I believe it was a Hindu goddess. We'll call her. Her name in Chinese means "hear all cries." It's often translated as the goddess. She's the goddess of mercy. So she is a Hindu or Buddhist goddess. She hears your cries or your prayers and shows you mercy. So I always make her, and she's usually like a faith build that I tend to not really. I've made her multiple times in Dark Souls 3, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 1, and the original Demon's Souls, and in Bloodborne. And I tend to, well, in some cases I keep her lore level, but a lot of times I just don't really put any sort of level restrictions on her. So this build ultimately I think will actually get up to level 300 when I get all the stats that I would want, but that's a long time coming. And so obviously we started as a priest just like we did with my other playthrough, but I have only gone through the tutorial. I don't even know if I talked to this guy.
You came for Demon Souls?
I did, I guess.
Or to save this land and be remembered as a hero? But It's all the same. You're just another prisoner of the Nexus. We're welcome here. As long as we keep slashing up demons.
And we did beat the tutorial boss. I did beat Vanguard, and I did upgrade my mace to +1 already. But I did not do Boltaria. Yeah, I didn't do that yet, so we'll go do that now. So, sorry for the long-winded introduction here, but that's basically what I've been going through. So it's been a while since I've actually played on a... We're going to put that talisman in this other hand. I have not played this game with a female character, for one. And the priest's starting armor looks different on a female. So, the way that they say priest in Chinese in the top left is 圣职人员, which, yeah, it basically means like holy or divine group personnel, or, you know, like, that's very literal translation. Like a member of like a divine group, you know, or divine, like a, you know, like a church, or yeah. But the thing is in China, religion was much different than it was in the West. So that's, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's more of a sort of a that might be more of a Western phrase. We're a neutral tendency across the board, character included, as you start out. Something I thought, I guess I'd like to use this video as sort of just discussion on, like I was saying, discussion on what I'd like to be doing for the next playthrough. I would like to spend more time discussing the lore of the game and discussing, I think, to give my channel more of a unique focus, I want to spend more time also talking about the names of these things in Chinese, because probably, at least for now, most of my viewers are, as far as I know, not Chinese, or are not able to speak Chinese. I mean, my friend, one of my friends is, but I don't know how often he really would pay attention to my videos, to be honest. Yeah, that's a nice exploit, guys, is you can hit him through the floor there. And with certain weapons you could actually hit this guy through the wall, but the mace is not one of those weapons. Spending more time, like, looking at, like, trying to explain, My Chinese is, like I said, at an intermediate level, so I'm not gonna pretend like I understand everything that I see or read in this game, because, you know, like I can read the names of this grass. Plus, it's also that I know what the meanings of these things are in English already from being extremely familiar with this game. But I don't want to be bogged down, you know, by like stopping to read and try to explain everything. But I'd like to like more noteworthy things to point out, like their Chinese names, and if like things that have, I think that have are particularly interesting when talked about in the Chinese versus the English. Or, you know, because a lot of times the Chinese, I think, is is closer to because I mean, while Japanese and Chinese are separate language, they're in separate language families. They're both Southeast Asian languages, even if they're not in the same language family. So they have more similarities than English and Chinese do, or English and Japanese. So, I mean, and for one, Japanese uses the same writing system as because it's based on the Chinese. Granted, they've developed over time, or they've changed over time. And I'm not trying to sit here and say like, oh man, it's been a while since I played this game not in fractured mode. I'll say that. So, it's kind of cool being able to play it like this again. And the priest can actually use the bastard sword in 2 hands. We do have enough strength. Uh, 104. 100, so it's not even much stronger because my mace is upgraded. I like the mace better personally. Also, this takes up more stamina. But what I'm trying to say though is that a lot of times, by knowing the Chinese names of things, I feel like you get maybe a more accurate picture as to what the original Japanese was. Maybe we'll unlock this shortcut first. I'm not going to be showing everything with this build. I'll definitely use her for. You'll be seeing more footage of me playing on this build in the future, but I'm not going to be doing like a full playthrough with her or anything. But I just wanted to play on a different character because I've been playing on the same character basically since I started, and I just made her to have her as a character to play on in the future, and thought I wanted to play on her. But yeah, my next build that I'm going to be making, which will be the character I'll be making and playing on in my next Let's Play, or my next series, is going to be a magic build, a magician. careful here. Granted, we are wearing the chainmail armor, which does give us more defense than a lot of other starting classes. Oh, what the heck? I'm like, what is he screaming? He's like stuck in the screaming animation. Put him out of his misery. I'm like, what is that screaming? that was pretty funny. And we get the cling ring. Might as well use it. Oh, we do have the Ring of Longevity. That gives us a very minor amount of HP boost. Jade haired ornament. Now, see, now that's a character I'm not familiar with those first two characters, which I'm assuming mean Jade. I don't know those characters, but then Fa Shi, which is like, it literally means like hair decoration. I'm able to equip these because previously, and I can roll properly or roll quickly with this, but these are the ragged set, like the witch's clothes, basically. They looked much more. They looked much different in the original. I like the change. I mean, I'm not opposed to it at all. I think it looks pretty cool. But we're priests. We're Guanyin. We'll stick with our plate mail. I can use a heal. We want to equip some Half Moon. I don't know how I feel about that run animation. Like, I guess that's the female's run animation. Hey, we have the light crossbow. Let me just show you what the light crossbow. Let's see if we can't find a use for it. We have very few bolts, 16. We do want to have full HP fighting this knight. Why did he, I was blocking. I'm surprised he didn't kill me, but that's the benefit of the chain armor. Chainmail. dangerous, exhausting your stamina. But the mace is one of the best starting weapons to deal with him, because the blunt damage crushes his armor, and we can take him out without too much trouble. And he'll give us 3 full moon grasses. Nameless Hero's Soul. And mainly he gives you quite a few, like it's like 1,000 some souls. It's not, I think 2,000. We have 3,000 souls now. 3,204. Yeah, I'd like to spend more time I'd like to spend more time on the lore and the story, and have it be an all-around walkthrough sort of guide, but also, I don't know, I've kind of said this before. I don't think we need anything from this guy.
Care to look over my wares? Mostly stolen, but who's telling, eh?
I do like that helm for a female, because that does look different. The plate looks a little different. We could buy a spear. Can buy a few bolts. It's not a great idea though. Just buy that helm.
Brave knight or lowly fodder? The demons snatched their souls regardless of their station, plummeting them all into madness. And those who dare cling to their humanity were hunted down. It is the end of Great Boletaria as we know it. But hell, at least the demons don't send us to our deaths in battle. There's this skinny fellow, clad in the most lavish armor, who's always mumbling about some mission. He's another one who's managed to stay sane, like yourself. Probably some pampered little lordling by the looks of his attire. I'd give an arm just for the buttons off his shirt. Thanks for that. Come back soon.
I'd like to comment quickly on my character's face. So this is Guanyin, like I was saying. Now she's typically depicted as being like having porcelain white skin and like bright red lips and dark eyes and a small but like caring face. And I had a pretty hard time making her face the way that I had wanted to. You can't quite make like a pure porcelain white face, which is kind of odd because you can make like a pure black, pitch black dark face, or or like a just pure red or any other color, but it was really hard for me to just make like paper white face, and I just got this like pale but still like flesh-like color, and I was able to give her the rosy cheeks she has, but she does also a lot of the times have, I forget what they're called, but it's like a red mark on her forehead because she was originally, she's a goddess in several different cultures, but it's usually a Hindu or Buddhist belief. Um, and I wasn't able to do that on her, but I guess the rosy cheeks also gave her sort of like these blemishes in her skin, which I didn't necessarily want, but I think overall she turned out looking pretty good. Like I'm satisfied with how she looks, and I think it's refreshing to play on a character that doesn't look like Tia Lohan. Like, not that I don't like that guy's, like I'm really satisfied with how he looked. I thought he looked pretty cool, but I've been playing on that same character for 180 some hours, so I thought this was nice. Ooh, these different these different faces. I haven't really goofed around with this too much. We don't really have anything we can put in there yet. In our tool belt. Now these axemen will... I rolled the wrong ways somehow. Oh yeah, I wanted to put that helm on her. I like that helm. It looks Chinese. I like that because yeah, I particularly like it for the female because the male helm, it looks different. But I really like that because it reminds me of like a Chinese worker, like when you're out in the sun, like because I really like tea, and it looks like the kind of hats that harvesters wear to keep keep themselves from the sun, or just but they're typically made of like a bamboo or straw or something. I don't know about bamboo. That might be completely wrong. And we got a flying knife. Ooh, we almost flew off the edge. Here, we'll shove him down. Gotta be careful. Don't want to get overwhelmed. This is where the bastard sword might be good. Because of the wider range and got better crowd control. Hey. Tried to, got a little cocky and tried to parry him there. See if we can't, free aim this. I wish you could free aim the crossbow in this game. That's my first time doing the two-handed riposte with this. That is cool, where you trip him and then crank him in the gut or the head. Oh, that's cool. I much prefer the profile of this helm over the helm of the chain armor. I mean, it was alright, but it just looked a little like too thin, because you can't make your character look like thicker, or you know, give your character more body mass in this game, it seems, without the armor. I don't think we have enough dex to wield this scimitar. Or maybe we might. No, we don't. The priest only starts with 8 dex. Wow. Yeah, it's very much a... But we have 13 strength and 13 faith. And 13 vitality and 12 endurance. 11 intelligence. So, now this is a line you won't... we want the bastard sword again here. This is a line you won't often hear Ostrava say if you approach it from this way. I purposely came through here this way.
Help me! I'm trapped, surrounded by brigands.
Now, if we leave this last one alive, we don't actually have to leave them alive. We can kill those guys. But I forgot to come over here and kill these guys. And we want the bastard sword for this. Slower stamina recovery because of the armor and the sword, but we're much better off using that sword than the mace in that situation, I think. Now we can go talk to Ostrava, and we've dealt with all the enemies here. Pick this up. Some nameless hero soul.
My thanks for your brave rescue. I am Ostrava of Boletaria. Accept this as a token of my gratitude.
Brass
now I take my
telescope.
leave. There is something I must do.
Just pouring myself some tea. Actually, steeping some tea. So that's that. I know I didn't get the Thief's Ring. I'm not too worried about that. I can get another Thief's Ring. I can come back for it if I need to, or I can get the one in the Valley of Defilement later on. I don't know how, that's the second time I've gotten hit when I had my shield up. That knight, like, went right through my shield somehow, and then that bolt, I had my shield up, the bolt still hit me. That's weird. Just enough to not kill him. Yeah, definitely am liking this helm much more than the other one. Actually, we'll go loot the stuff. I want to be quick about this. He'll do one more round, I think. Maybe. Whew. And you can do that while slow rolling or slow. Like, despite how much more slowly we move, we were able to do that before he came back. And speaking of which, I would like actually some of the drops here, so we might, because we have good defense with this armor, we're gonna forego the yeah, we're gonna forego the cling ring for now and just go with the ring of great strength, because we don't need that crossbow. What did it drop? Very risky, but we made it. Getting that item. But we want the providential ring for the possible hardstone drop on the hoplites. I feel like in the original game you had to attack those to actually break them. This part we gotta be really careful. The spear guys in here. Oh, that. Here, we want that attack. The one-handed R2 is pretty good for narrow spots. There's a guy over here. And there's some fire sword draglings here. And I'll probably put the cling ring back on for the boss fights, because shouldn't have to really roll too much with for that. There we go, some hard stone. Let's not run off the ledge. We want the fire bombs. Oh, we have 13. That's a good amount. See now that it noticed. Probably the bastard sword would have been better, but just kind of put this on the maze. I got quite a few drops. And there we go, guys. Phalanx. Pretty easy boss. Sharpstone, 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 hardstone, hardstone, sharpstone, sharpstone, mostly sharpstone. But we get to see our body. And we'll go back to the Nexus.
Welcome back. The monumental awaits the above. monumental will explain the nexus to thee.
And I don't think I really have much time to go talk to the monumental and level up. So I'll just use this remaining time to sort of finish my thoughts. Don't need that ring, so we can equip that. Get our proper posture back. Yeah, I like how she looks right now. So we'll try to get these things without dying. Ooh, that was very close. I'm really looking forward to doing this next playthrough, and it was like I was so excited to start it, and then I just was like, all right, I'm gonna hook up this capture card, and we should be good to go, right? And that did not seem to be the case. Yeah, it was honestly really frustrating to get so far, and then I was like, okay, well, I got everything working except that I don't have sound. We've killed 2 demons, Vanguard and the Phalanx. No, we have no deaths yet. They don't count the death that they force you to go through. An hour and 2 minutes. 8,000 souls. This is my friend's character she made, and then this should be, yeah, Tia Lohan. 159. Yeah, 184 hours. So, if I seem a little bit distressed or maybe not myself, that's why. I just thought, you know, alright, I'll just play. I'll just play on Guanyin because I've been wanting to play on her for a while, but whatever ends up happening, I do hope that my next series I hope it goes over well and I'm able to produce some quality stuff. We haven't really looked. It's the most recent. Not gonna spend too much time there. I'm getting pretty short on time here as it is, so. Yeah, I do love this game. You know, there are things about the remake that I am not necessarily in love with, but overall, I love the remake, and Demon's Souls, I think PS3 and PS5 are my two favorite games of all time. This is just like another version of that game. There were changes made, but that's gonna do it for this episode, guys. I think I'm starting to ramble here. Not sure what's gonna be coming next. We'll see what happens. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Umbasa.